Hey you, how you doing? Hopefully you can hear me. Guess I'll double check that in a second. My name is Tommy, and this is going to be me creating content. We'll see how this goes. Um, but so this is just basically me documenting some of the lessons I learned this last week, and going forward, try to make this as clear and succinct as possible for you if you are someone who is young trying to start a business and really thinking about, how do you go about doing it? So I'm going to go through and briefly talk about something that recently has been made extremely clear to me and just kind of give you my thoughts. So let me see if I can get this to share. Hopefully everything shows up. Okay, cool. So this is a concept that if you're in any sort of marketing groups, or have read any sort of books or learned anything about copywriting, this is probably going to be somewhat familiar to you. So if you're going through and something actually works here, uh, yeah, we'll do that. Okay, cool. So this is basically a concept that recently has been really driven home for me. So in any sort of marketing situation or anything at all, it's expected that you're supposed to figure out, what you're going to be selling to people, who you're talking to, and where they happen to be. So those are the big three things. Now, I'm going to be talking about who in this particular video because a lot of people hear, okay, you need to have an avatar. We'll just leave that as an A. Or you need to have a niche, something that a specific thing that you're targeting that a lot of people know you for, or that you can become an expert in. And there's something that recently I really thought about and has been really driven home for me is that when people say you need to have a niche or you need to have an avatar, it's this very abstract idea. This very, okay, here's this perfectly created person that you're going after, and that is going to instantly take care of everything you need, want, et cetera, that's going to get you the results you're looking for. But the truth of the matter is, there's a lot of people that fit within a particular demographic, niche, avatar, quote unquote, that are not 1,000% in alignment with what you think is out there. And the solution that I've recently gone through and decided to go with after committing to making business work for me is what I call a niche of one. A niche of one. A niche of one. Now, what is this? How is this different from an avatar or a niche? Well, a niche of one is basically where you go so deep into one specific type of person that fits within a greater niche that that specific person becomes your niche. It's not an avatar in the sense of this is exactly what this person looks like. Instead, you find one group of people and you exclusively work with them to the exclusion of everything else. Now, why am I doing this? Why am I reiterating a point that should be fairly obvious? Basically, when you're entering business and you're doing something where it's a saturated market, you have to be able to stand out and capitalize on a market that you can go after based on your experience, skill sets, and what have you. And if you're completely brand new, it's not possible or very unlikely for you to go out and then dominate a marketplace when there are other big players that already exist. So, how you go through and actually can win is you shrink the people you're competing against. And oftentimes, if you do it right, you're going to shrink to a degree that those people you go after are not going to be targeted the way that you're going after. So, for example, let's say that this here is fitness. Fitness. So this is the fitness market, which I believe at this point in time is around $87 billion annually. Well, if you think about it, there's thousands and thousands and thousands of people that are in this specific group. As a result of that, there's big players that are inside of this, going after many different varieties of people. But if you think about it, there's not one person that fits into wanting fitness. There's a lot of people that fit into wanting fitness. There are dudes that want to perform at the highest level. Let's say that they're doing soccer or football. So that would be this specific group right here. Let's say there's women wanting to lose weight. That's another one. There are executives that want to be in top shape, or entrepreneurs that want to mentally be in the best spot possible. That's another small group. And the thing is that when you're picking a niche, you're wanting people, as Alex Hormozi would talk about, that is growing, is in pain, has money, and is easy to target. So those are the 4 things he talks about. So those are what you should be going after. But there's a lot of different people that fit that demographic or fit that framework within this. And if it's profitable, that means that there's people that are going after it already, which means that they're already a bigger competitor. So how do you win against people that are bigger competitors than you when you don't have much of a track record? It's simple. You hyper target one person. So that's where the niche of one comes in. So you literally go in and find one person that is so specific that they're like, who the heck is this person and how do they know what I need and who I am? So that's recently what I've gone through, is this iterative process of, okay, what can I do? Well, I do know fitness, so I can help people lose weight, or in some way, shape, or form in the fitness type of capacity. Okay, well, who would that be? Well, there's specific people that I have experience with that I can best help with fitness. Okay, so then of the people I could best help, who is the one person that I could get the most amount of value? That if I put everything into it, in spite of me not having any experience doing this, is the highest likelihood of me being able to help them succeed. And that's essentially what I did, is you go through and you ask these questions, you narrow down to one person, one ideal person that if you can get them results, that they would be extremely happy, would have immense value, would actually be able to pay you and be more than happy to pay you for that result, that you have a high probability of being able to make work, and they're easy to find. If you can get all those things together, it doesn't matter if you're going up against Beachbody or you're going up against someone else. If you're going up against a bigger competitor than yourself, you can win if you have balls or wanting to go out and do the work and hyper target one person. If you can do that, that is what I call the niche of one. Because that's where I'm at right now. Do I have experience with people in fitness? Yes. I've done it for myself. I've helped my friend. I've helped other people just talking about fitness and how fitness works and things they should think about. So for that reason, I have some skill level with fitness, and I can definitely get results for people. I have helped other people in the past. Have I documented it? No, I probably should have. So I'm starting from square one. So if you can go find something that you are good at, and then as a result of that, go through that checklist that I talked about, where, okay, there's a high probability that I can help them. I have experience in the past helping them out. I understand what they want, some of their pains, some of their needs, all those things. And I'm willing to go beyond what other people would do for them. That's another thing. If Beachbody is wanting to help one group of people, do I think that based on what I can do for them, I can help them better than Beachbody? If you can answer yes to that, that means you can provide more value to that person. And then it's just a matter of actually selling them on your ability to help them and then over delivering on that thing that you sell them. In this case, my instance would be fitness. So that's what I've been thinking about recently. And one of the reasons why I'm making this is I'm going through expert secrets at this point. And one of the things that Russell talks about is documenting your journey or some of the insights that you've had. So that's what I'm going to be trying to do for the near future, is going through, and as I run across lessons that I learn, just ripping them off the cuff, talking about what I learned, and then hopefully 6 years in the future, 5 years in the future, 3 years in the future, people will come back to this and be like, damn, Tommy, you've been doing this for quite a while. So that's what this is about. This is no sort of reason other than me trying to help other people who maybe are in a similar spot and could use this and leverage this. So go back through, listen to this again, go through those questions that I mentioned, and then apply it to your life. See how you can potentially do this. So if you're a copywriter and you're like, okay, well, who do I have experience with? Who can I help in this capacity? Do I believe I can deliver on, do I have a high probability of delivering? And if yes, cool. If not, okay, well, maybe you shouldn't, because it comes down to you being able to get them results. And if you can get results, you should be more than confident to go and pick one person and believe you can outdo everybody else, because they're not focusing like you would be. So if you focus on them and you believe that you can do it, or you believe you can learn fast enough, or even if you don't have experience, you can still get the results. Obviously, you can go that route as well. Anywho, once again, my name is Tommy, and if you found this informative, please send this to someone who you think would also benefit from this. Subscribe, like, all those other fun things, and I will talk to you in the next video.